Aissata Mandor is a senior lecturer, public health and nursing education, Jala University, Sierra Leone. She explains the country's situation with regards to the fight against Ebola.
Sierra Leone went wrong with response. You know, like when the news, there was news out, well, it was rumor, people accepted it to be rumor, and verification, that it was slow in coming, the rumor wasn't verified, and by the time it was verified, people reacted negatively to the information that came from the authorities that it was Ebola. So by the time they could get over that, for people to accept the fact that there was Ebola, it was already late. It was really late, and the response was very slow. That's where we went wrong. Response has improved, and of course, before now, there was community participation, but it wasn't that very strong. But for now, we are reaching out to communities, we are engaging communities, we are giving this work ownership. We are giving ownership to the community for them to know that this is our fight, this is their fight. We all need to come on board so that we eradicate Ebola once and for all from Sierra Leone.
Aissata Mandor is one of many participants at the workshop held in Conakry, Guinea. Participants were drawn from Liberia, Guinea, Senegal, and Togo. The format of the training was fully participatory, as this will allow participants from different countries share experiences and make out work plans that individual countries will adopt in the near future. Participants were divided into groups and came out with interesting solutions in the fight against Ebola. What came out clear during the workshop was the absence of structures in place to speedily fight the disease. According to participants, the Ebola virus exposed each country's healthcare system, which led to the death of many. Patrick Conlo is the Assistant Director of Health Management Information System in Liberia.
With Liberia, actually what we have done is there's a system in place in Liberia, and as we speak, the cases have come down. And from the time we left Liberia, which was on the 16th, we only had 6 cases reported in the entire country. So I think the Liberia authority are doing very well to make sure that the Ebola rate is going down drastically.
The 2-day workshop was colored by PowerPoint presentations on exercises given to them to bring out issues affecting each country. There were breakout sessions in French for French-speaking countries. The Minister of Health in Conakry, Guinea, on the final day of the workshop, gave a short talk on the fight against Ebola. He also agreed that the fight should be taken at community level, as involving the community will speedily change cultural habits as well as traditions. Colonel Remy Lama says Ebola should be treated culturally, politically, socially and environmentally.
Ebola, pour la gérer, il faut tenir compte de 4 dimensions.
So we need to take into account for controlling Ebola disease.
La dimension culturelle.
First, cultural aspects.
La dimension politique.
Second, political aspects.
La dimension sociale.
The third one, social aspects.
La dimension environnementale.
And the dimension of the role of environment.
Quand je prends la dimension culturelle.
So when he talk about cultural aspects.
Parlant d'un passage de cette présentation.
So during this presentation from our fellow from Sierra Leone.
Dans ma région forestière, plus précisément Zérekoré.
In his region, this is a Guinea forest.
Il y a ce qu'on appelle les excisions traditionnelles, communément appelées sur le nom des Jogo.
So there are people there involved in excision that they call Zogo.
Vous prenez encore chez les hommes, il y a également le camp des initiations en forêt sacrée.
For men, you have in sacred forest, special for initiation.
Je veux ressortir ici l'aspect communautaire, so l'appropriation communautaire.
I would like to say that to illustrate the community aspect.
Je prends par exemple les rites funéraires.
Okay, the routine funerary.
Chez les excisions traditionnelles.
For the excision, who bring excision, traditional excision.
J'avais perdu une de mes tantes qui appartenait à cette confrérie.
So he has lost one of his aunt.
Elle est décédée d'Ebola.
So she died from Ebola.
J'avoue, le fait qu'elle ait été enterrée à Zéro sans qu'on ait vu son corps,
The fact that he was buried in Zerekule without seeing her body,
sans que cette association, ces membres ne voient son corps,
without the presence of the member of the confrérie,
ça fait des problèmes.
so it was a big problem because these people were excluded for the burial. So this
Oh.
is cultural shock.
Quand une exécution traditionnelle décède, appelé le jour, quand elle décède, on n'a même pas accès au corps, plus fort de gens, savoir où est-ce qu'on l'a enterré.
So if one of the members died and you don't see the body, in addition you don't see where she was buried.
C'est vous dire ce que la dame a dit par rapport à sa présentation, l'appropriation communautaire est nécessaire, elle est fondamentale si nous voulons réussir cette réponse.
So this is very important to involve the community, as Hawa said in her presentation.
Professor Nigel Lightfoot tells us what he thinks countries affected by the Ebola should be concentrating on at this moment.
I think that for the affected countries, they're working very hard. You've made tremendous progress. The real question is, as we begin to get down to zero, how do we actually get to the last few steps? We know that the presidents have said Ebola zero in 60 days, and everybody's working very hard. I think the real thing is that there are communities where people are still not, shall I say, understanding the information, the messages, and they're not getting to them. And I think our discussions here in this workshop have illustrated that it's important to work inside the communities. So the message is the people who are doing the work, all of us in the workshops, have to go to the communities where we think there are issues and problems and stay in the communities, show respect to the leaders, eat with them, stay with them, sleep with them, and then they will listen to the messages. There's no point in just going and standing in the village square and saying don't do this and don't do that. The messages don't get through in these last few steps. And I believe that work with the communities and with people is the really important thing.
The numbers in all three countries are fluctuating, but has reduced drastically. However, they continue to grapple with